Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This, of course, is the final combined mode for the Craftsman series here, and it's well to combine all their Technobots into the Craftsman Tacticlord. So yeah, you can see them there separated, and it's not quite time to yeah. So yeah, to get them all combined after dealing with him falling apart a bit, getting them all combined. Yeah, starting with the legs, what you do is you just kind of bend the knee back, and that will expose this bit, and you just slot right over. Slot that over and then bend it back in place, and that's locked in. Well, somewhat locked in. Then again, bend it back. Then slot that over. And bend the knee back forward, and that's now, slot in. You're going to have to spread the legs out a little bit. But yeah. Those are now in place, and bring this up. With these guys, of course, just, come up here and you just, line up the slots and tabs and just slot that in. And slot that in right there. And of course, to lock the shoulders in place, you use these bits and just bring them over top. And until you hear click on both sides. Like so. And this. Tap. Locks in, and with that, you now have, Tacticlord, their version of Computron. And honestly, looks really good. He looks really good. Again, he's very stylized. He's, heavily stylized compared to his usual G1 self, but I like the stylization here. I genuinely like a lot of what they do. He looks really good in this mode. Honestly, it just suddenly looks pretty good. He's a little weirdly, I'm noticing some weird wobble, but of course now I just fixed it, so hey. I just simply didn't have quite one of the feet on quite correctly. But yeah, he looks good overall. You can see, getting in close. You can see you got the orange face with the blue goggles. You got his little antenna. You got the lots of reds and crimsons, little bits of touches of whites and orange and blue here and there. Going out all the way down in there, you got this orange arm, you got the white and red arm, and of course you got the thighs, which are white and silver, and you got the red leg and the brown and yellow leg, and there you got the little brown feet with the yellow on it. And yeah, he's got a bit of a backpack looking thing, but it's not too bad. And of course, got the gun right there, where it helps hold things together, so you kind of have to leave it back there. Yeah, it generally looks. Also got these little almost like rocket booster things on his feet and everything. Just generally looks really good in my opinion. Yeah, he just generally looks good, and yeah. Yeah, it just looks good overall. As a articulation, his head, ball joints, you got left and right, you got up and down, you got lots of waggle. There's a lot of range here, which is really nice. You can also adjust that if you want, but yeah, probably not a great idea to adjust the platform it's actually sitting on. Makes it look weird. Shoulders, of course, on both of them, you got rotation. Kind of squeaky, but you got rotation there. Outward, you do have this kind of use more or less the main torso guy's thing. You got that kind of bangs into his head a little bit, but you got quite a bit of rotation right there. And the peg right there is also a little nicer on this one. This peg's a little stiffer on this side, so yeah, you kind of pretty much have to use the actual shoulder here. This one has a little more give, for better or for worse, so it might technically be a little bit more posable because of that on that side. Right here, you do have a bicep swivel, which squeaky, but hey, look, it works. And you got the elbow, which pretty much because of sculpting, you only get that much range for because of sculpting. I mean, that's just kind of how it is. I mean, you have to start moving stuff out of the way, and even then, it's kind of becomes a problem. So you got that on this side. Same thing. A little squeakier on this side, but you do have more range. You do have pretty much closer to 90 degrees on this side. So yeah, that's pretty much down to sculpting. But both of them, because how they work, you do also have rotation below the elbow as well, so you can adjust that how you want. Dang it, that just keeps coming unpegged. And on both hands, of course, you do have, ball jointed wrists, so you have, rotation, a little bit of waggle there. And of course, each individual finger has a ball joint at the base, so you have the thumb as a ball joint with an extra cut there, so you have the ball, go like this. You can rotate it around. The thumb has a hinge right there at the base and another hinge at the mid knuckle right there. And of course, each finger has, again, the ball joint to the base, so you have that. And of course, each finger also has 2 hinges per finger like that, so you can curl like that. And of course, there is, because of the ball joints, you do have, of course, splay. Quite a bit of splay. course, there's also technically, because of ball joints, you got rotation. But that's going to look weird. Is that... you ever have a not thigh swivel, waist swivel, but it's not tight because of the swivel itself. It's tight because there's stuff kind of bang into it, you know. It does work. You just have to make sure, because it's also, this thing can slide around a bit because of the way it transforms. You can easily slide this around, and in fact, if you're not careful, you can actually potentially pop the whole lower half off. So just be mindful of that. But so you have to kind of make sure to hold it properly when you're just, you know, so it doesn't, you know, come off. But yeah, the hip skirts, you know, hip skirts can get out of the way in the front and on the side and even on the back. So yeah, hip skirt, you do have ratchets forward that far and back. You got that far outward. You do have friction outward and pretty darn good amount of range there. You do have a thigh swivel right there, which is friction as well. Knees can bend pretty much, well, both of them. You pretty much got about a little over 90 degrees, or about 90 degrees. This one you have about 90 degrees, and this one you somehow have more. I don't know sure why, but yeah. Simple case, for some reason on the one leg you have more than the other. That just came off. That was not a problem before. Now suddenly it's a problem. I was not having this issue with this thing coming off all the time, and now it's coming off all the time. Don't know what that is. Yeah, so that's the knees. Down here at the feet, you do have, of course, ankle tilts, which are really nice on both feet. And so you got the tilt there. You have a toe tilt right there, forward, up and down, and you also have rotation. But you don't really have any forward back, honestly. Yeah, you don't have any forward back, but you know, so there's a decent amount of articulation there as well. Not the most impressive amount, but still a decent amount in its own right. So there's that. Of course, there is the gun, the main gun right here. You can, you know, bring this out, and then this will tab in either palm. Unfortunately, because I guess in the oversight, this hand can't hold it without basically a hand being bent. Because, well, the problem is, well, getting this in the, I'll show you what I mean. But in this, or at least in this arm, if you're using this arm, see, yeah, you can see the gun isn't held straight. He can't hold the gun straight in this arm, which sinks. So yeah, for me, I have that thing of, if I want him to be left-handed, I have to swap the arms around, because this arm can hold just fine. Basically, only the burst gallop arm can hold the gun properly. The other arm can't. It can't hold it straight. So, which is a little unfortunate. I mean, it holds pretty solid. The tab's in pretty solid and holds it pretty solid, but yeah, see, this hand can hold the gun straight. So yeah, it's basically, it's whichever arm is burst gallop, that's the one that can hold the gun. The other one can't, unfortunately, or at least it can't hold it properly. That's a little unfortunate, but I don't know. It's kind of, I guess, possibly just oversight, some sort of oversight, just an oversight when they're designing the whole thing. Wish this like maybe had an extending, you know, handle so they could, you know, either arm could hold it, but you know, this kind of, oh well. As for the rest of the guns, officially storage is what I kind of figured. Yeah, these guns for burst gallop can just, you know, just peg in right here on the forearms, like that, you know, like that and like that. Burst gallop's little snub pistol, you just peg that onto the back, right here on the peg. Just peg it on right there like that. Yeah, and officially this gun, even though it's kind of doesn't really work very well, it is supposed to peg on to this little hole right here. Unfortunately, if you peg it on like the little magazine or clip or whatever, just kind of makes it very shallow. You kind of have to peg it in at an angle, either in or out, and that's kind of annoying because like it just looks weird when it's hanging down like this one. When this like just, you know, hanging down like this, it's fine. But this one, you kind of have to put it at an angle so it doesn't peg in all the way. So that's the official thing. But yeah, they officially want you to have this gun here pointing straight down. But then if you do that, this magazine is the way. So I don't know, maybe I might just, you know, trim that magazine down or something. Who knows? Just to make it work better. I don't know. I might do that. I might not. And just, you know, it's one of those weird things. So yeah. And of course, yeah, you can see makes a pretty decent fist. The fingers do. So yeah, that's pretty much most of the accessories. One last thing, which of course, alternate face here. He got this neutral face, and he's got this, you can see, angry face. And swapping that, it's pretty straightforward. You just, you know, tilt the head up, and then just get your thumbnail or whatever underneath face here and push it up like that. It's just a simple, peg. So, yeah, you can make Computron uncharacteristically angry, or I guess Tacticlord. You can make him uncharacteristically angry. Now he's which, yeah, Computron doesn't really do that, but, is that... Oh, yeah, you can also, I guess, waggle the ears a little bit. So you can make him, hey, look, more like Menasor, if you want. Do what you want with those. So, yeah. Yeah, as a whole, not bad. I'm going to switch this back to neutral face because, it's just weird to me, just Computron being mad, That's just weird to me. It's not right. Yeah. Overall, pretty darn good. Yeah, heavily stylized. There's took some liberties. They took some liberties. Some people aren't happy with said liberties. I personally don't mind them, but yeah, I think he looks great. Yeah, some people are definitely really upset about these guns being burgundy or whatever instead of orange, but again, it doesn't bother me. So yeah. Yeah. As for a couple measurements, to the top of his head, including the antenna, he's about 10 3/8 inches tall, or 26.4 centimeters, and his total combined weight is 21 ounces, or 596 grams. So a bit beefy for a guy like this. Yeah. So just quick comparisons. Here's with Unite Warriors Computron with the perfect effect, perfect knockoff add-on kit. Hopefully stay standing because I need to retighten those joints. Give you an idea there. Legends class versus, Generations combiner. So there's that. And of course, the animation versus toy colors, I guess, too. And of course, comparing them to another Legends combiner, here is Magic Square's Bruticus, the toy style version. But yeah, head to head, they're roughly the same height. Roughly. I believe Tacticlord might be. Actually, no. Yeah. Bruticus might be slightly taller, but, There you go. Yeah, head to head, these two are roughly the same heights, which means, this is going to be in scale with most third-party Legends combiners. So there you go. So yeah, that's Tacticlord. Overall, Tacticlord's really good, I think. A couple things, people I've noted over the time, some of the combiner joints, particularly the biceps and the arms, are a little more friction. I think Burst Gallop's the worst offender on that front. Seal Wings isn't so bad, honestly. The torso mostly holds. I'm noticing now the gun on the back doesn't want to stay tabbed in as well, and you have to be mindful of the waist rotation because they can slide around a bit in a way that might split them in half. He's also got pretty solid articulation overall. I think he looks really good. He is stylized, but his color scheme is somewhat more closer to the original toys. Mostly, again, they took some liberties there too, but they took a lot of liberties, and I think it works really well. They, fixed a lot of complaints some of the complaints people had, like, oh no, the shoulders are just open and the arms just come right out. Oh yeah, they added clips to hold it in place, and they actually integrate really well in all the modes, not just combined mode, but robot has the base robot mode and the vehicle mode and and combined mode. Yeah, I just think, and also all the transformation is pretty solid. Again, you have to get past the crap instructions because they kind of all have varying degrees of crap with crap instructions, but once you get past that and what you're doing, the transformation actually, I think, is pretty fun and solid. So yeah, it's just a good set, and at the prices I was paying, which is what I think all total is just shy of $200, and that's from Show Z. From Show Z, it's like just shy of $200 overall. So yeah, I think it's worth it. It's a good, solid combiner set overall. Yeah, I think it's just worth getting. If you like Computron, this is one of your few. At Legend Scale, this is your only option. It's the only option at Legend Scale. It's only the second third-party Computron ever. Wait, fourth or third? I just remembered because Warbotron did one as well. Because there was Make Choice Warbotron. Now this guy. Of course, there's Bingo Toys and Fans Toys of all people announced one. So hey. But it's nice that, you know, Computron's getting love now, and this is a pretty good solid set. And they've already announced a couple other things, including, what we thought was going to be Abominus. It looks like it's actually going to be Piranacon, of all people, which is wild. I was like, both at Legend and Masterpiece scales. Like, okay. I just hope they don't follow that the whole X-Transbots has, you know, which is just announcing a whole bunch of stuff and taking 5, 6, 7 years to actually get it out the door. Because they've announced what? They announced MP Piranacon, Legends class Piranacon. They're seemingly teasing a Legends class Defensor, which is interesting. Which it looks like it's also going to be stylized. So yeah, we're going to see about that. And which apparently Magic Square might be doing a Defensor. And of course, they got X-Transbots who, if they remember, will still has their own Defensor to finish. But yeah, so we'll see. I was hoping, I was kind of disappointed it's not Abominus, but you know, I'm still kind of cool with a Piranacon because I wasn't expecting anyone to do a Piranacon at Legend scale. So hey, sure, I'll take it. So yeah, this is good, and I'm looking forward to more from this company. So that's it for this review. I hope you find it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social medias down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my coffee and my Patreon. I shall see you next time with another video review.